9 News at 8 a.m. starts right now.
And I think it's inspired a lot of fury within our community.
Protests across the country continue after an ICE agent shot and killed a woman in Minneapolis. Some Coloradans say the issue is hitting close to home. New tech is being developed to help Nuggets fans at Ball Arena, how it's already reshaping the game off the court. And taking a live look outside, it is cold out there this morning, and Lakewood police have a safety warning for all of the drivers heading out today. Good morning. Thank you so much for sticking with us for this final hour. Just one left, Jaden.
Just 1 hour left. Can you believe it?
No, the show is flying today.
It seems like 10 minutes ago we were saying good morning for the first time this morning.
And here we are. We've only got an hour left, and there is some black ice out there this morning.
There is some black ice out there, so if you're getting ready to head out the door this morning, definitely give yourself some extra time, because whatever melted yesterday definitely refroze over. These temperatures are still pretty chilly, and that's what we are expecting for this afternoon. Really not warming up a whole lot, but let's take a look outside right now. Clear skies. You can see just one little strip of cloud there. That's really about it, and that's all the cloud coverage that we're going to see today, because I do have lots of sunshine in my forecast as we head into the afternoon hour. So here's what we can expect the next 3 days. 44 degrees as the high for this afternoon. Right back to the low 50s as we head into Sunday, the upper 50s heading into next week, and maybe even some 60s out there heading into the middle of next week. Some of the snow reports across parts of the Front Range and the foothills. Boulder, about 6.5 inches. Colorado Springs, you saw a foot of snow, so good amounts down there. Then Ken Carl, about 6 inches there, and Wheat Ridge, 5 inches. So live radar, nice and quiet, really not much going on. Those temperatures still hovering in the teens as well as the low 20s, especially across the entire state. Here's your current temperatures over towards the eastern plains, the upper 20s, 27 degrees over towards Ray, and then also the teens in Grand Junction, 17 degrees there. We're not going to warm up too much, like I mentioned, only getting up to the low 40s. So definitely bundle up as you're getting ready to head out the door. And as I mentioned, take it nice and slow. But today is the first official day of the National Western Stock Show. Hope everyone has a terrific one. Pack the sunglasses, but also pack those jackets as well. We'll talk more in detail about what to expect heading into your Sunday, as well as just next week later on in the show. Lauren?
Jaden, thank you so much. I know, it is tempting to turn that car on and let it warm up a little bit before you head out the door, but Lakewood police are telling you do not do it, and that's for a couple of reasons. Idling your car on a cold day or puffing is one of the easiest and most common ways for someone to steal your car. It's also against the law. Officers say the safest move is to stay with your car while it warms up and then use a remote start that keeps the doors locked. State investigators will be looking into the death of a CU student who was found dead after disappearing last February. The Colorado Department of Public Safety says it has agreed to take a closer look at the death of Megan Trussell. That comes after her parents identified her as an Indigenous woman and formally asked for a statutory case review. Back in May, the Boulder County coroner ruled the 18-year-old death as a suicide after her body was found in Boulder Canyon. But from the very start, her family has questioned that investigation and has been doing some digging on its own. Under Colorado law, the state is required to independently review cases involving Indigenous people when a death is ruled a suicide or an overdose. New video of the shooting that killed Renee Good in Minneapolis on Wednesday is bringing some new criticism. The video from ICE agent Jonathan Ross's cell phone camera shows the moments leading up to that shooting. We paused the video right before 3 gunshots are heard, though the shooting isn't seen on video. What you can't tell is if the SUV actually strikes the officer. Vice President J.D. Vance shared on social media, saying it proves that the agent's life was in danger and he fired in self-defense. Vance also said Ross had complete legal immunity, but that might not be the case.
I can't speak to why the Trump administration is doing what it's doing or says what it says. I can say that the ICE officer does not have complete immunity here.
The prosecutor in Minnesota is now calling on members of the public to send any video or other evidence in that deadly shooting to local investigators, going against the federal government, which says the FBI will investigate and the state has no jurisdiction over the case. Protests over the shooting are planned for later today in Colorado. We've seen dozens of them all across the country over the last few days. 9 News reporter Rhea Josh shows us that there was a protest right here in Denver last night.
On Friday night, people in Denver set aside their weekend plans. because they felt like they had to.
People in Minneapolis were out protesting in freezing rain, so the least we can do is to come out in a little bit of cold.
Protesting in solidarity after the killing of Renee Good by an ICE agent in Minneapolis.
So if we silently endorse this kind of behavior, I mean, who knows where it will stop? And that's why I felt like a responsibility that I had to be here.
People showing up at the Capitol because of what they see as a growing threat from federal immigration enforcement.
We're not trusting the process that the government has started to pursue with limiting the investigation to just the FBI and not using the local justice system in the state of Minnesota.
After finding out Renee Good grew up in Colorado, it felt a little more personal for the people here.
It definitely hit close to home because I am a Coloradan myself.
Protests like this happening across the state this weekend and across the country. Earlier Friday afternoon, people in Arvada took their message to the streets.
And I think it's inspired a lot of fury within our community and within us as organizers, and we want to do something about it.
We can make a difference when we speak up. I really believe we can.
So really it's about coming together as a state and showing, hey, Colorado as a whole is not okay with what ICE is doing.
Upside down flag is a distress signal, or like save me, and our country's in distress right now. Just look at it.
It's a message that's twofold.
The message we're trying to send is to the people of Minneapolis that we're with you and we stand with you and you're doing the right things. And the message for ICE is stay the heck out of Denver because we don't want you here.
A message worth their Friday nights.
That was Ria Dar reporting. Demonstrations are being planned in Boulder later today and in Centennial tomorrow outside an ICE field office. In other national headlines this morning, a judge ruled President Trump's administration cannot block child care and other federal social service money from flowing to 5 states. That includes Colorado. The order will stay in place while their legal challenge plays out. It comes after the administration said earlier this week it would not release money for 3 programs. Those programs are designed to help low-income children and their families. The decision affects Democratic-led states, including Colorado, California, Illinois, Minnesota, and New York. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services said there was reason to believe that there was fraud in those places, but it didn't cite any evidence. The U.S. is ramping up its efforts to take control of Venezuela's oil after the military seized another oil tanker in the Caribbean Sea. This is the 5th tanker U.S. forces have seized. It's a part of the Trump administration's push to tighten control over Venezuela's oil. That effort ramped up after the U.S. moved to oust President Nicolas Maduro. Meanwhile, President Trump has been meeting with American oil executives. The goal is to lock in up to $100 billion in investments to rebuild Venezuela's oil infrastructure. During that same meeting, President Trump continued to push to buy Greenland.
I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way.
Trump's comments come one day after diplomats from Greenland and Denmark met with White House officials. Greenland is worried about the Trump administration's threats to take over the island. Greenland officials continue to insist that it is not for sale. Next week, Secretary of State Marco Rubio is set to meet with his counterparts from Greenland and Denmark.